I think we're live, man. AEW Dynamite tonight, unopposed. On another Wednesday night, the NXT faithful are crying salty tears tonight. TNT Championship match was your main event. Brodie Lee, Mr. Brodie Lee, defending the TNT title, the beautiful TNT title, against the natural Dustin Rhodes. Chris Jericho and Jake Hager versus Joey Janela and Sonny Kiss in a no DQ match. MJF speaks about the injustices of why he is not the AEW champion. Matt Hardy opens up about his concussion at All Out. And we have a Bulgarian brute making his AEW debut as the best man at Kip Sabian's wedding. Rusev is now all elite. What does it mean? Probably nothing. But I'm happy that the man is finding happiness after his exit in WWE. We'll talk about it all right here on Off the Script.
Delete this man.
What is going on, guys? Thank you so very much for joining me right here on Off the Script. It is September 9th, 2020, and we are live, as live can be, for tonight's Dynamite post show right here on OTS. Thank you guys so much for joining me, as always, in the chat. We're going to do big numbers tonight. It was a big night. I feel it. I feel it in my bones. I feel it in my soul. It's going to be a big night here on the podcast, and hopefully we are number one. I will check in with Hoot Media in just a little bit to see if we are indeed number one this evening, man. Dynamite. They needed to come out and create and produce a good show tonight, and I do think that they did that. And I do think that tonight was a good show. It followed whatever happened at All Out. We got some new stories. We got an explanation as it concerns Matt Hardy. We have a debut in Miro. It's now Miro Day in AEW. No more Rusev Day. And he made his debut tonight. And we will go over. A lot of people said I predicted this. I don't think that I did, but if I did, I mean, I'm a fucking genius. So, I mean, I'll pat myself on the back. I'll give myself the Tommaso Ciampa pat on the back, but I don't think that I did. But I will go over what I think of the angle and where I would like to see it go, and why I am not as excited to see Miro in the I was going to say WWE, in AEW, as a lot of people on social media were excited. I'm just not that excited. I mean, to me, it's great to see him happy. It's great that he's getting yet another opportunity to show us how good he really is and what WWE missed in doing with him But again, I just like the Revival, FTR, just like everybody else coming over here, Brodie Lee from the WWE, Zack Ryder, Matt Cardona now in AEW. None of these guys are legitimately going to move the needle. They're not going to bring AEW to the 1 million rating that we are all expecting they will get in due time. It's just another disgruntled WWE talent, another disgruntled WWE act trying to find his footing in life after WWE. But I do have hope. I do have hope. So we'll see what happens with that, and we'll go over what I think of that. I am not really all that excited that he's debuting in a wedding angle, because the last thing that we seen of him in WWE was a godforsaken, god-awful wedding angle with Bobby Lashley and Lana. What does this mean for Lana? Especially with what he said tonight. What does this mean for Lana in WWE? Is she going to get buried? Is Vince McMahon going to take his anger out on CJ, his wife? I don't know. In fact, Miro probably wishes that, so she walks out and joins him in AEW. But we'll go over that. TNT Championship match, Brodie and Dustin in the main event. MJF and Jon Moxley, that is not done by a long shot. And we got Lance Archer already staking claim to the AEW title. We'll go over what he said as well. Kenny Omega, Adam Hangman Page, they spoke separately to Tony Schiavone and Jim Ross about what had happened at All Out. The Revival had a tag team title celebration after beating the Elite at All Out. You're probably asking yourself, JD, where's the actual in-ring action tonight? What happened on the show that was in the form of in-ring action? Guys, this was a very promo-heavy show for AEW, and I liked it. I liked it. It was a situation that took AEW out of the norm. They didn't really give you much as far as in-ring action. Most of it was pretty much throwaway matches, minus one or two, and that is the TNT title and the opening match between the Lucha Express and the Lucha Brothers. But it was a very promo-heavy show, and I liked it. It took AEW out of its comfort zone. It was a very well-laid-out show. They needed to do that. I felt that they were going to come out and swing for the fences following what I thought was a disappointing All Out. I thought it was disappointing, the worst pay-per-view I think they put on. I knew they had to come out and kind of redeem themselves in this situation. They did. And they furthered stories. We can't ask for anything more. It wasn't a great show, but it got the job done. It got the job done. And we're going to break it down, and we're going to try to make the best of these situations that happened on Dynamite right here on OTS. We got 1,012 in the chat right now. Thank you guys so very much for hopefully making me the number one podcast in the community. Hoop Media. Hoop Media. Are we number one, Hoop Media? Let me know. My analyst, Hoop Media, in the chat. We need to know. Hoop Media is talking to Jesse. Jesse, listen. Okay, I'm not paying you to be the analyst. All right, Hoop Media is being paid very handsomely here. So I need to know before we move on. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206. We're currently number 2. Look at this. Jesse giving me false information. Hoop Media says we're number. Hoop Media says we're number 1. We're number 1, all right? We're number 1 right now. Jesse, I'm going to have to dump you. I'm going to have to dump you, bro. Give me a break. Number 2, come on. You know me better than that. I don't stand for number 2. Maybe you. But Jesse's not here tonight. If you guys were wondering where Jesse was, Jesse is not here tonight. Again, he is spending time with the family this evening. Hopefully, his Britt Baker loving ass will be right back here on Wednesday nights, and he will join me back on the podcast. No, don't listen to Jesse. You're number 1. All right, thank you, Hoop Media. You do a wonderful job, Hoop Media, in the chat, my mod. But Jesse will be back next week, and he will be better than ever. And we'll go over all this stuff, and We will dissect AEW like we only can right here on Off the Script. Follow me on Twitter, man, at JD from NY206. That's on Twitter and Instagram. Thank you guys for live tweeting with me tonight. I love the geeks on social media that push their own narrative. Go fuck yourself. You know who I'm talking about and who I'm talking to. I love you guys. What would I do without you, man? What would I do without you? You know, the fucking geeks on social media. But thank you for live tweeting with me. If you guys want to go and check out anything else that I've uploaded during the week so far, which is only the Monday Night Raw review, which was excellent, by the way. Excellent. We were live on Monday. And actually, NXT, I forgot. NXT is so irrelevant that I forgot NXT was last night, and I forgot that I did a live stream last night. Go figure. Go figure, man. That's the current state of NXT right now. So we got Monday Night Raw and NXT live streams. If you missed both of them, links will be down in the description for all the official off-the-script playlists for all the different shows during the week, man. Go and check that out. Hit that subscribe button. Very important. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on that bell for all notifications. If you guys want to turn on that bell, it hopefully lets you know when I'm live and when I upload and etc., etc. So please do that. Hit that thumbs up down below, man. We got 343 likes in the chat. Let's get it up to 500. That's the first goal of the evening, guys. 500 likes in the chat. I would really appreciate it. It helps out the video. You don't have to do anything I'm telling you right now, but hit the thumbs up, man. You would be doing more than anybody. Honestly. God's honest truth on that one. So go and hit that thumbs up. Super chats are open. We'll be taking super chats at the end of the show, as always. So if you guys want to hang around for that, you are more than welcome to. Make sure you guys check out the Patreon page, patreon.com/JD from NY206. Never an obligation. It's always there. Love my patrons over there. And the Off the Script Discord is one great place to be, man. It really is. Lots of shit popping off in there. Really nice family atmosphere in that OTS Discord. So if you guys want that, you could sign up for the Patreon or simply become a member of the YouTube channel right here. Always a great way to support. Make sure you go and get your t-shirts, bonfire.com/whatever it is. I don't know what it is. Link is down in the description below. Exclusive home of the Off the Script shop and all the new merchandise, man. Bonfire.com is the place for all that stuff. Go and get your new t-shirts. They are lovely. Masks are also available. Mouthmasker.com/OTS. The new black masks are in stock, so make sure you guys go and get them. And today's podcast is brought to you by Audible. This is awesome, man. Audible's been with me. Actually, you know what? The funny thing about Audible, they've been with me for the duration of this podcast. All 342 episodes, Audible has been with me ever since the very beginning, man. They were my first ever sponsorship as I ventured on into this podcast realm. And they're still with me. What does that tell you? That they love what I do here on Off the Script. If you guys want a free audiobook and 30 days free of Audible service, all you got to do is use our link, audibletrial.com/offthescript, man. Great. It's a great way to support them, me, and the show, and you guys are getting something for free. Audiobooks are great, man. I would highly recommend it. You got over 200,000 choices to choose from, so go and check it out. audibletrial.com/offthescript. Now, I mentioned it coming out of All Out. It was their worst pay-per-view yet. I thought some of it was really good. I thought some of it was really bad. It's just something that really didn't live up to expectation. I expected a lot more. And the Matt Hardy situation took everybody out of it. And rightfully so. The man almost died live on pay-per-view. I was hoping AEW came out and delivered a good show. They needed to come out and really have a sense of urgency. They really needed to come out and just focus on doing what they need to do. And that's exactly the vibe that I felt tonight. They came out. They were in their own zone. They produced a nice show that was, one that flowed well. And they didn't have any things on the outside kind of disturbing them. A la NXT. AEW did not have NXT to disrupt their flow. Did not worry about NXT. NXT wasn't on USA Network tonight. They did what they had to do away from NXT. And I mentioned that NXT being on Tuesday night is probably best for everybody. It's better for them. It's better for AEW. It's better for us. It's easier to digest these shows on separate nights for sure. I'm going to hate when it goes back to being normal. Whether that happens next week, we don't know with the NBA playoffs, or if it happens in the coming weeks. I don't know. For all I know, we are going back to normal next week. NXT will be back on Wednesday nights. AEW will be back on Wednesday nights. And then I got to change the entire format of what I do again. And I got to watch NXT either in the morning or right after I finish the live stream on Wednesday night when I talk Dynamite. But I'm loving it on Tuesday night. I really am. And I think AEW could really get comfortable knowing that NXT is on Tuesday night as well. It felt like they had nothing to worry about tonight. And I really appreciate that. They needed to come out and have a sense of urgency, and I think they did that for the most part. The show opened up with two of the biggest names in AEW, Chris Jericho and MJF. They were outside with Tony Schiavone. Tony Schiavone welcomed us to AEW Dynamite. Jericho and MJF, they met in the middle. Both of their SUV limos parked face-to-face. They got out. They met face-to-face with Tony Schiavone standing in the middle. Jericho and MJF met. Jericho said that MJF was robbed of the AEW World title and that Jon Moxley cheated to win. So Chris Jericho, a master cheater, is explaining to MJF that Jon Moxley cheated to win. So that is quite the compliment there. If Jericho says you cheated, then more than likely you cheated. So MJF said that, listen, Chris, I got something to tell you too from the bottom of my soul. Coming from you, a Hall of Famer, that means the world to me. And I do think as well that you will, once again, sometime in the future, regain the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. So they wished themselves a good show tonight. They walked away. They were nice in person. They walked away. And then at the same time, via split screen, MJF was walking away. Chris Jericho was walking away. And they called each other losers. Man, oh man, what a loser. At the same time, both of them said the same thing. So that's the way Dynamite opened up. But like I said, if Jericho is claiming that you cheated, more than likely you are a cheater. So right out of the gate, Chris Jericho is telling everybody that MJF deserves another opportunity at the AEW World title, and we know that's coming sooner rather than later. The Lucha Brothers versus the Lucha Express, or the Jurassic Express, whichever you want to call them. I like the Lucha Express better because I love when Jim Ross just says what he wants to fucking say. Without a care in the world, Jim Ross says what he wants. So this is a match that I was very excited about coming on into the show. And this is a match that could potentially be a future AEW Tag Team Championship match. And I do think that we will be seeing that in the future at some point. And this went 10 minutes. The regular par for the course AEW Tag Team match. Really nothing special about this. It was, I don't want to say hectic because it wasn't hectic. It was a little more of a toned down hectic. But there was no match psychology here. This was not an FTR 30-minute tag team clinic. This was dives and flips and bounces and fucking springboards and pile drivers and suicidas all over the place. You even got the big man, fucking Luchasaurus doing standing moonsaults. So you guys get the point here. It was fine for what it was, but I had to deduct points because it was a hectic, it was, I don't want to say hectic again, but it was a situation where there was no story. There was no in-ring psychology. So with these guys going 10 minutes, we got the Jurassic Express winning. And after the match, we had something break down between the Lucha Brothers, Phoenix and Pentagon Jr. Now, Jungle Boy and Rey Fenix started the match. Quickly, the match became a high-flying match with all 4 men involved. Eventually, Pentagon and Luchasaurus were facing off in the ring. Luchasaurus hit some stiff strikes. Pentagon, he's changed his name now. He's Penta L0, or whatever the fuck they're calling him. They're not even calling him Pentagon Jr. anymore. So Luchasaurus hit some stiff strikes. Pentagon and Phoenix were in control. Jungle Boy was tagged in, and then he was pushed off the apron by Pentagon into the foot of Rey Fenix on the floor. Jungle Boy was thrown back into the ring. The Lucha Brothers then worked over Jungle Boy in their corner. Eventually, Luchasaurus got the hot tag and did power moves on both Rey Fenix and Pentagon. Now, I know Jesse and I made mention of Luchasaurus and the fact that when he got tagged in, he was always the guy that got the hot tag. Now, let me know if you guys are noticing this as well, because I discussed it with Jesse via text while we were watching the show tonight. I know him and I broke it down and we said, man, we love the Jurassic Express. It's just a situation where Luchasaurus gets in the ring and he might have lost a little bit of momentum when he was out with that injury several months ago. He comes back, and we really haven't seen an evolution of Luchasaurus. He comes in, gets the hot tag, he does the same shit every single match over and over and over again. There's nothing new. Now, I don't know if it's just me, I don't know if it's just him, but we both noticed it, and I wonder if you guys noticed it as well. He got the hot tag, which he's always going to be the hot tag. I would appreciate at some points where, if it calls for it, he gets beaten down, and then he makes the hot tag to Jungle Boy. I think that would be great. I could see Jungle Boy being a great hot tag. Not always having to rely on Luchasaurus. But he got in the ring and he has slightly changed up his hot tag momentum. He changed around some of the moves that he does. So I appreciate that. Now, I don't know if he's taking criticism from shows like this or shows in the community. I don't know what they have stated in the past about Luchasaurus, but I'm happy to see that he's switching things up. And I'm happy to see that when he does get that hot tag, it's not the same old Luchasaurus every single time out. The guy's way too talented to be, on this complacent level. They're such a great tag team, man. I mentioned it way back when AEW first started up, and we started to see the teams form in the tag team division. I wasn't big on Jungle Boy just basically because I didn't know who he was. I didn't know anything about him or why AEW signed him. All I looked at when I seen Jungle Boy was somebody that had great-looking hair. He was athletic and he had great hair. Then you got Luchasaurus. I was familiar with Luchasaurus in Lucha Underground. So I know what the guy possessed coming on into AEW. But I never thought with that pairing, we would see that pairing. And it was just something that just came out of left field and it was like, oh my God, that's a perfect pairing. Jungle Boy and his dinosaur, Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus. It was just a great, accident. It was a happy accident because I don't think they were supposed to be a tag team. Just by the way AEW was positioning everybody. Luchasaurus was supposed to be this big guy on his own, get over on his own. Jungle Boy was supposed to be on his own as well. They had signed small guys like Darby Allin and Sammy Guevara. So I thought he was going to fit into that. Marco Stunt. Marco Stunt, I don't even know how he fits into the Jurassic Express. I'm not a fan of Marco Stunt at all. I cringe when Marco Stunt is in the ring. I cringe when he's on fucking TV. The fucking gods have blessed us with him being out with injury. I hope he gets better. But the fact of the matter is, I am glad he's not on TV in a capacity that we were seeing in the past. But they're such a great tag team. And I do feel like they will get theirs when the time is right. And you can see where AEW is positioning them. They are pushing them. They were at All Out against the Bucks. Even though they lost, they looked great. Jungle Boy looked great. They won here tonight against the Lucha Brothers. Now, that could be because AEW sees great value in them, or they're just furthering the story here with Eddie Kingston and his boys. Because he did mention indirectly, without mentioning his name, Eddie Kingston mentioned Pac tonight. But I'm loving Luchasaurus switching it up. I really am. I do appreciate that. So after the match was over, By the way, we didn't even finish what happened here. So Luchasaurus got the hot tag. The power moves on both Lucha brothers. Luchasaurus did a huge choke slam on Rey Fenix. Off the top rope. It was literally a slam dunk-like choke slam. Phoenix sold the shit out of it. Pentagon made the save. After the save by Pentagon, Rey was tagged in, and the Lucha brothers regained control briefly in the match. Jungle Boy was the legal man. The Lucha brothers hit a package stomp pile driver off the top rope. The delayed pin was forever off this finishing move, and Jungle Boy kicked out. Jungle Boy then got a roll-up on Pentagon and pinned Pentagon, and the Jurassic Express won this tag team opener on Dynamite. Very good opener. It's just one of those matches where if you prefer in-ring psychology, there was none of it here. That's all I'm saying. And we see way too many of those matches in AEW. Eddie Kingston got on the microphone after the match. He addressed the issues they had as a group at All Out. And tonight, he then demanded that they all shake hands because Pentagon was shoving Phoenix. Phoenix was shoving Pentagon. So Eddie Kingston was yelling at everybody. Butcher and the Blade were in there. He was yelling at everybody. You know? Is Eddie Kingston on Cameo? I'd like to know. I would like to know how much he charges, man. He would be absolutely a picture-perfect, just motivational speaker. If somebody's going through a fucking dark time, buy them a Eddie Kingston cameo, man. He'll snap them right out of it. Seriously. Because if Eddie Kingston's fucking yelling at you, you're going to listen. That's the vibe I get from him. So he demanded that they all shake hands. Rey and Pentagon would not shake hands at first, but they did eventually. He's like, where's your boy over in the UK? He doesn't give a shit about you. I do. I'm here. Shake hands now. So he mentioned indirectly without mentioning him, Pac. So there's a nice little seed planted for that storyline when Pac comes back because we had the Death Triangle, which is now obviously not the Death Triangle. It's Eddie Kingston and whatever the hell he's calling this group of his. Boys, his brothers. And then, Eddie Kingston, at the end of this promo, claimed that he was never eliminated from the Battle Royal, the Casino Battle Royale at All Out. And before he dropped the microphone, he gave the camera a wink. So, I love the fact that they addressed that. I really do. You know, I don't know what's that going to mean when Moxley and Lance Archer have their World Championship match. But the fact that it got mentioned, I appreciate. Now, I don't know what AEW is thinking. I don't know. I haven't read anything about it being part of the storyline. I genuinely think that it was a fuck-up at the pay-per-view. Everybody called them out on it because it was a night to call everything out on AEW on Saturday night. That was one of the first things that we seen on Saturday night. I didn't initially see it, but Jesse then told me, you know, Eddie Kingston never got eliminated, so I had to go back and watch it, and I actually seen the clip where Eddie Kingston wasn't even eliminated. He didn't even go over the top rope. Now, I don't think it's a situation of AEW booking this the way that they did. I don't think this is planned. I don't think this was in the cards. I don't think that was the planned ending for the Battle Royal. I genuinely think there was a fuck-up. And now AEW is taking this fuck up and turning it into a storyline. And they're writing now and kind of revising plans to fit this fuck up that happened on Saturday night in the Battle Royal with Eddie Kingston. I think that's what's going on here. But I do appreciate that they're actually making light of it and bringing awareness to it and trying to make sense of it and now making it into a storyline. So I think that's great. So he did mention that he was never eliminated. What that means, I don't know. So we will see what happens. But Eddie Kingston looks like the type of guy you do not want to wrong in AEW. Jake Roberts and Lance Archer. Speaking of the Casino Battle Royale, Lance Archer is the new #1 contender. He had a promo with Jake Roberts, and they were in a graffitied backdrop. I don't know where, but it was raining. Jake Roberts says that Lance Archer is here to destroy things. Archer says that Moxley has nothing but disdain to expect, and in the end, everybody dies. Pretty basic. I'm actually looking forward. I'm very much looking forward to Lance Archer versus Jon Moxley for the AEW Championship. It is not happening at the next pay-per-view. It is happening in October at some point. They mentioned it tonight. So that match is happening on Dynamite, and rightfully so. So we'll see what happens there. Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy came to the ring, and this was the one part of the show that everybody was most interested in because of what happened at All Out. Everybody was scared shitless with Matt Hardy taking that big fall at All Out, and I ranted on it just because of the sheer safety precautions there that were not in place and why Matt Hardy needed to go up to that forklift and do what he did. And I do think that the match should have been ended. The match should have stopped after he hit the ground. There should have been nobody in that arena that allowed Matt Hardy to go back out there and wrestle and finish the match. There's no fucking way that the guy was cleared and given the green light to go and continue to compete in that pay-per-view. None. Absolutely none. He didn't go through no fucking concussion protocol. He didn't take any tests. It was literally 90 seconds before they cleared him to get back out there and finish the match. It was an audible. It was an audible by Tony Khan or whoever. The doctor is in that position to stop the match. And the doctor should have stopped the fucking match. And there should have been nothing that Tony Khan could have done or said to rival his opinion. No matter what. So they fucked up. Everybody fucked up on that night. Like I mentioned on Saturday, I got Owen Hart vibes. And I never want to see or feel that ever again watching a pay-per-view. So there was a big situation. Tony Schiavone throughout the night on Saturday night kept updating everybody. Tony Khan the next day kept updating everybody. Matt Hardy went to the hospital. Tony Khan came out and said that he doesn't have a concussion. And then Rebby Hardy on social media says, oh, that's funny. I'm his fucking wife. I know he's got a fucking concussion. So I don't know what was going on between AEW management and the Hardy household, but you don't want to fuck Rebby Hardy. You don't want to fuck with her, okay? You don't want to get on that woman's bad side. So if she said that he had a concussion, which is pretty much the reason why he's out here tonight, then he's got a fucking concussion. So I don't know what the issue there was. I honestly think AEW management and Tony Khan was trying to dumb down this situation. For whatever reason, I think they tried to dumb down this situation. So then we get to Dynamite tonight. It's advertised that Matt Hardy's going to be there. Matt Hardy heads to the ring and he thanks the fans live in attendance at Daly's Place. He thanks everybody watching at home too. He thanks for all the tweets and all the love and all the outpouring of support. Hardy says he suffered a scary fall at All Out. That is the understatement of the fucking year. A scary fall it was. Guy was fucking speared 20 feet high at least off a goddamn forklift right down in what was supposed to be two tables, but they missed the tables and he hit the concrete. He laid motionless for about 90 seconds. I thought he was dead. But he said he will make a 100% recovery. Thank Christ. Matt says he's lucky. He's got his shirt on, right? Unkillable Matt Hardy. But he doesn't want to stand here and say that he's the toughest man alive. He's the luckiest man alive. And Rebby was there in attendance. He pointed to Rebby in the crowd. And they were, there in attendance. He was in the ring, obviously. Rebby was in the crowd. And his newborn son was there with Rebby. And his two other sons were at home watching the show. He said he loves them. The other Hardy boys are home. And he apologizes to them for putting them through whatever they went through this weekend. Hardy then apologized for the match. Says it wasn't what he wanted it to be, but maybe it's a good thing his feud with Sammy is over. Hardy says it's time for him to get back to getting healthy. Hardy says when he's cleared, he wants to get back into wrestling matches, winning matches, and go after his first AEW title. He thanks the fans again. He waves to his wife in the crowd, And he makes his way off the stage and heads to the back, and everybody gave him a standing ovation. You know, this was all genuine Matt Hardy. This was all from the heart. This was a complete shoot Matt Hardy, okay? When he says about the feud with Sammy Guevara that he had plans for it, and it wasn't what he wanted it to be, but it may be a good thing that his feud with Sammy is over. Why did he want to feud with Sammy Guevara so much? Has anybody really dove deep into why he wanted to feud with Sammy Guevara so much and why everything they did was so violent? The majority of this feud was very intense and very brutal, you know? And that really isn't what Sammy Guevara is about, or at least in AEW. I don't know what he did before AEW, but I kind of felt like Matt Hardy had a common ground with Sammy Guevara, and he looked at Sammy Guevara as somebody that, when he looked at him, he kind of seen himself in the beginning stages of his career. And I felt like Matt, and I could be totally wrong on this. I felt with Matt Hardy wanting to work with Sammy Guevara so much and doing the shit that they did, and they wanted to really fucking push the envelope as much as they could, I felt like Matt Hardy working with Sammy in the way that he did, in the intense fashion that he did. I felt like when Matt looked at Sammy, he almost seen himself, a younger version of himself, and he wanted to try and push himself at this stage of his career to do what he used to do with Sammy and kind of be on that same level. Because Sammy's a daredevil. Matt and Jeff were daredevils. So that's what I'm getting with this as well. So when I hear him say it's not what he wanted it to be, he's hurt. Because clearly he wished he didn't have to go to the fucking hospital. He wished he never got a concussion. But he's upset that it didn't end the way that he had envisioned and planned it out. So yes, that's a shoot. Him saying he wants to wrestle matches, I think that brought a huge smile to everybody's face. He didn't say he wants to jump off ladders. He don't want to jump off fucking scaffolding. He don't want to jump off fucking entrance ramps. He wants to wrestle matches. Matt Hardy's a very good professional wrestler. He wants to wrestle matches. He wants to win matches. That is what AEW is about. That is what they're about. What they did on Saturday night was a fucking embarrassment. It was a complete deviation away from everything AEW said that they were going to be. It's all right to be the cool brand on Wednesday night. It's all right to be the cool brand in the industry. But don't create an environment like you did on Saturday night where, you know, we're all excited about something, and then when something like this happens, then you become the irresponsible pro wrestling company in the United States. Nobody wants that. Or a place where you don't take the wrestler's well-being first as a priority. Because that's the vibe everybody got, so much so that it ruined the fucking pay-per-view on Saturday night. So I'm glad he wants to wrestle matches, win matches. That's what AEW is about. And whatever they did on Saturday night was a complete deviation away from what brought AEW here and why AEW was a company that everybody was looking forward to. They don't need to do half of the shit that they attempted to do or wanted to do in that match. All they had to do was go out there and just be themselves in an AEW environment. We didn't ask them to kill themselves for us. And it's a situation with Matt Hardy coming out here. He apologized. He apologized to everybody. What is he apologizing for? You know, he could apologize, but we're just all happy that he's okay. Matt Hardy came out and he exonerated Tony Khan. He came out there and exonerated Tony Khan. Tony Khan's in the clear now because Matt Hardy apologized personally and publicly for what happened on Saturday night. He went out there and expressed the things that we want to hear, and he expressed what he wants to do in an AEW environment, that is win matches and win titles and wrestle. That's it. That's it. This entire situation is now water under the bridge. AEW will now learn from it. AEW will now produce better. AEW will now not have to go to those risks just to do it because it looks cool or it sounds cool. Now they're going to do better. When a situation like that happens, they will know what to do now. And as far as Tony Khan goes, what Matt Hardy said might have exonerated him from whatever the backlash was as far as Tony Khan on Saturday night. But Tony Khan has to understand that you are a businessman. You are a producer. You are creative. You are a director. The show runs through you. If you continue to say yes, 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 yes to everybody, then what good is that? What type of environment is that going to be for AEW? If Tony Khan continues to tell guys like Matt Hardy yes, and guys like Miro yes, or guys like Jericho yes, or guys like whoever, yes, do whatever you want, Cody, yes. No. Who's paying the fucking bills there? Those guys aren't paying the bills. It's whatever you say. Whatever you say goes. This is the one thing I respect about Vince McMahon. More times than not, he says no to everything. But when he gives you that one yes, and it's a big deal, it's a lot more impactful. Instead of Tony Khan being a fucking mark, because he's got all of his childhood heroes under pro wrestling contract with AEW, and he's afraid to say no to them. Bro, he's afraid to say no. Bro, you got to put your foot down. You can't be telling them, you could go out there and do whatever you want. You got to tell them no. It's all right to tell them no. If Matt Hardy wants to fucking jump off 25 feet and get speared, risking his fucking life, potentially missing 2 tables, it should be your job to say, you know what, Matt, I don't think that's a good idea. Let's do something else and come up with something else and maybe not have you kill yourself on TV. So instead of Tony Khan being a fucking mark, because he got all these guys on the roster now that he watched when he was a little youngster, when he was a little Hulkamaniac, you got to go out there and lay your foot down, bro. You're the fucking boss. What good is the company going to be if you yes everybody? Everybody's going to think that they could get away with it and get one over on you. You're the fucking guy that pays the bills. You are the man in Gorilla. This is your show. Don't let it happen again. I'm here for this company. I don't want to see anybody fucking lose their life, their career, lose a limb. For what? I'm not saying you can't push the envelope. I'm not saying you can't be risque. But I mean, Jesus fucking Christ. I think anybody watching this show, when they were watching that spot happen, where it was probably thinking, I don't think this is a good idea. So many things can go wrong. So many things can go wrong. It's all right, Tony. You're the boss. Lay your fucking foot down. I give you permission to. Orange Cassidy versus Angelico with Jack Evans. When was the last time we seen Angelico on AEW Dynamite? Man, oh man, it feels like forever. Maybe like the first couple of shows, right? Orange Cassidy's the hottest thing in AEW right now. They're really pushing him to the moon. Match started with Jack Evans berating Orange Cassidy. Angelico hit a cheap shot on Cassidy as the match started. Cassidy did a nicely done spin move to get out of a submission hold that Angelico had him in. Cassidy tried to do his pocket spot where he puts his hands in the air and does the hands in the pockets, but that was countered into a test of strength by Angelico. 2 traded moves back and forth. Cassidy almost hit a spinning DDT. Angelico got him in a submission move that Cassidy needed the bottom rope to break the hold. Cassidy did a dive to the outside to Angelico, crossbody off the top rope, and then hit a spinning DDT, which looked brutal. Angelico got up. Cassidy hit the Superman punch or the orange punch, whatever you want to call it, and that got him the pinfall. 1, 2, 3. And Orange Cassidy, OC, wins another match here on Dynamite. After the match, Santana and Ortiz came in and sneak attacked Orange Cassidy in the back with the loaded sock. The best friends came out for the save. Chucky T is annoyed and feels this feud needs to end. I agree with you, Chucky T. I agree with you. Next week, they can meet in the parking lot, he said. So next week, they're coming to hurt Santana and Ortiz and to make Trent's mom proud. So that's that. That should be fun. We got a backlot brawl happening with the Best Friends and Santana and Ortiz. That should be a lot of fun. Alex Marvez is trying to get a word with the Young Bucks here. So he was backstage. He kept knocking on their door. And he kept knocking on their door. They opened the door eventually. Because if you got this guy knocking on your door, I'd open it too and fucking do the same thing the Bucks did. They opened the door and gave him a super kick party. And then Jim Ross said, well, it looks like Alex Marvez was not invited to this super kick party. Or maybe he was. Maybe he was. Kip Sabian and Penelope Ford come out, and it's time to announce Kip's best man. So he's in the ring with Tony Schiavone, and Tony Schiavone was going to be the moderator of this segment, and then Kip Sabian ushered him away. He doesn't want Tony Schiavone, or Timmy, he called him, to be in the ring while he makes this monumental announcement. So the two announced that they are getting married, and Sabian plans to announce his best man for the wedding. Like I said, Sabian kicks Tony out of the ring, takes the mic for himself. Sabian says everybody has been reaching out to him about who the best man is. Everybody's reaching out to him, right? Such a big deal about Kip Sabian's best man. So everybody's been reaching out to him about who the best man is, and it's some big man named Puff. So this big slob, sloth-like guy comes out. He's got glasses on. He comes fucking, Krispy Kreme donutting his way out to the fucking stage, this guy. So, Sabian meets him on the stage and says, listen, I appreciate you for coming out here, but Sabian says he appreciates this guy, Puff, for subscribing to his Twitch channel, and that's it. He never said that. He never gave Puff the best man honor. So then Brian Pillman Jr. comes out. Mullet and all. Brian Pillman Jr. He comes running out. He's excited. Super excited as Brian Pillman Jr. And Sabian says, Brian, I love you, but I did not tell you that you were going to be the best man. I said, you're the best, ... man. So clearly the tones were off. You're not the best man, but you are the best, ... man. That's what he told Brian Pillman Jr. Sabian says that they're not even friends. Like, what are you doing out here? And then he kicks him in the back, or kicks him to the back. So then finally, after all this comedy shit, we get the best man. And then on the stage appears a wild Rusev. Miro. Miro is now all elite. He comes out. He gets in the ring. He hugs Kip Sabian. And then he grabs a microphone. Tony Khan gave him about 2 minutes to express what he needs to express. Get your fucking frustrations out on my show. I don't mind it all. So he grabs a microphone, and then he says, imagine being in the same house for 10 years. 10 years in the same house, keeping, myself busy trying to reach for those brass rings, those imaginary brass rings, and break through that imaginary glass ceiling. You can shove those brass rings up your ass, he says. So he is clearly a disgruntled WWE superstar. So there's chants of Miro Day. I thought I could have heard some Rusev Day chants in there, but this crowd is too smart to chant his old slave name of WWE and Rusev. There were chants of Miro Day. He's looking around, he's getting excited. He's hearing the people chant Miro Day, and then he looks over at Kip Sabian, he's like, yeah, that has a nice ring to it. So he's loving the Miro Day chants already. Folks, I have a feeling Miro Day is going to be a top seller on shopaew.com. You know it's coming. And that'll show Vince McMahon That will show Vince McMahon more than anything that he fucked up on Rusev. Oh, they're not chanting for you because they are for you. They're chanting for you because they feel sorry for you. Or they don't like you. Or whatever bullshit excuse WWE and Vince McMahon gave Rusev as to why they were chanting Rusev Day. That was just Vince McMahon's way of trying to kill Rusev Day because it was getting over on its own and that wasn't in his cards. That wasn't in Vince McMahon's deck of cards, Rusev Day. That's just the fact of the matter. We all know that. Rusev Day should have easily been at the top of the SmackDown Tag Team division. Why they were not is an absolute travesty. Travesty. So Miro Day chants. He says he likes the sound of it. Miro says he's not just the best man, but he's the best game on Twitch. And if people tune on into Dynamite, they will see him devour people. I am Miro, and I am all elite. He's going to be big. He's going to be big in AEW. Now, I got to be real with you guys, man. Somebody ban this guy, Randall Burness, in the chat, please. I'm going to do it. This guy's a fucking asshole. Like, bro, did you fall asleep on your keyboard? What's with all the H's down the fucking chat? Come on. Get out of here, man. Now, I got to be real with you guys. I got to be upfront with you guys. I'm excited for Rusev, Miro. I got to get used to calling him Miro now that he's back on TV. I'm excited for Miro to be in AEW. But I'm going to say the same thing I said about Brodie Lee. I'm going to say the same thing about FTR and Matt Cardona. These are guys that we were all conditioned into thinking were jobber guys. These were all jobber guys. These guys were just there. Some of them, higher on the card than others. They, now, you see, now the chat, now, Hoop Media and Jesse got it. I mean, now you're fucking pissing me off. Now you're pissing me off. If you guys don't cut the shit out, I'm making it members only chat. Simple. Rusev, Matt Cardona, Brodie Lee, they're all in WWE, and we were conditioned to think that they were jobber guys. Obviously, some were higher up on the card than others, but at the end of the day, they were all jobbers. They were all jobber guys. And with them coming to AEW, I don't expect the ratings to go up. I don't expect the names that are coming on in from WWE. I don't expect the ratings to go anywhere. I don't expect them to move the needle. I don't. But I'm happy that they are now finding a new road to hopefully find some success. Matt Cardona was wasted for 15 years. Matt Cardona was wasted for 15 years. Yeah, he's had an IC title run here. He's had a US title run there. I think he won the tag team titles with Kurt Hawkins. That lasted a week. But he didn't amount to anything. Those opportunities never amounted to anything. Those opportunities, those title wins never amounted to anything. Brodie Lee, the best thing about Brodie Lee that he did was be in the Wyatt family and have that great, epic, memorable Shield feud that WWE just beat over the head with a fucking baseball bat time and time and time again. And Rusev. What did Rusev really do in the WWE? He didn't do much of anything. All I seen tonight on social media was, oh my God, look at Rusev, come out and cut another disgruntled promo on WWE. Why shouldn't he be disgruntled? It's my fucking question. Why shouldn't Miro be disgruntled? Are you fucking serious? I hate people that love to complain about other people trying to be successful. I can't stand it. Shut your fucking mouth. Your opinion means absolutely nothing to anybody. You only exist to stir the pot. Why shouldn't he be disgruntled? Guy had his fucking career ruined in WWE. And you want this guy to be, oh my God, thank you, Vince, for giving me an opportunity. Thank you, WWE, for giving me an opportunity to meet my wife. Didn't Rusev meet Lana well before he got called up to the main roster? This is not about what happened in NXT. This is about what happened on the main roster. The guy came in with a bang. They built him up, and then they immediately squashed him. He was undefeated for what, a year? He lost to John Cena. He lost to Roman Reigns. He won a title here or there, which nobody fucking remembers. He got put into the League of Nations, and we all know why the League of Nations were put together. Because WWE couldn't give one guy to Roman Reigns. They needed an entire league of guys to get him over. Because he was a fucking failure. Then he finally finds something and does something on his own with a catchphrase that he created, a hashtag that he created. And it got over. Big. So big that he was the most over guy in the entire company. They couldn't make Rusev Day shirts fast enough. And what did they do? They embraced it for about a week or two. They realized it wasn't going anywhere. And because this guy got over on his own, WWE was planning to kill it in any way that they possibly can. There is no fucking person in this chat, nobody, that I think, if you do, you got no fucking brain, that doesn't think Rusev Day should have been tag team champions. Aiden English and Rusev was one of the best acts on SmackDown Live. They fucked it up. It was genuine. It was real. It was different. Everybody loved it because you didn't expect it. Everybody loved it because it was a pairing you thought you'd never see before. Everybody loved it because Rusev was finally starting to develop himself away from that typical WWE criteria. Oh, he's a big brute. He can't speak. He had charisma. He was funny. He could talk. He didn't need Lana to speak for him. And then he had Aiden English, who was talented in his own right, introducing him every week. They got over. So over that they should have won the tag team championships at WrestleMania. And they didn't do it. And then after that, they were dead. Then what did WWE do with Rusev? Absolutely nothing. I mean, the things that you try and remember about Rusev that was good in the WWE, man, you would have a very difficult time to remember anything. I mean, the one thing that I remember besides that and them botching that and the wedding, this guy was in a fucking feud with Dolph Ziggler where he was throwing fish on Monday Night Raw at Lana. He threw fish at his wife because Lana was with Dolph Ziggler. He called Dolph Ziggler Dog Ziggler on Monday Night Raw. You thought I forgot about that one, right? Are you fucking serious? Oh, he's just another disgruntled WWE guy. Why don't you, show some respect to the people that gave you a platform to even be here and be this type of guy? Oh my God, shut the fuck up. Shut your fucking mouth. Please. I stand with that man 1,000%. 1,000%. Fuck Vince McMahon. I mean, look at what he's doing now. Keith Lee, dead. 3 weeks, buried. Everything you could possibly do wrong with Keith Lee, they did wrong in 3 weeks. Rusev was fucking dead in the water. And you know what started it all? Because he went on Lillian Garcia's podcast and him and Lana expressed that they were creatively frustrated. That's all it took. Once you start opening your mouth, the little birdie's going to get back to Vince McMahon. Oh, well, you know what happened? And then forget about it. This guy was kept off TV. They bring him back to TV. They have him pop out of a fucking wedding cake. Yeah, some great fucking job there, WWE. He needs to be real appreciative of everything. They had his wife in a fucking storyline where they treated him like a fucking cuck. His wife was making fucking porno videos with Bobby Lashley. The whole fucking meme on social media. Oh, Lana's getting blocked on Pornhub. That's what they did with Rusev. That's the extent of their creativity with Rusev. Then they just took him off TV completely. Then they released him. So spare me your fucking bullshit. Oh, why doesn't he show some appreciation? Go fuck yourself. Give me a break. It's not going to move the needle. It's not going to do anything. But you know what he's going to do? He's going to be happy. And when I watch happy guys on TV, I know the product is going to be better because they're happy to be where they are. Give me a fucking break with this shit, man. Moving on. It's always a fucking WWE cocksucker or a fucking WWE apologist that gives you these fucking nonsensical, brain-dead zombie answers that make absolutely no sense. Give me a fucking break, man. If you were treated like shit in a company and were given more shit than anything else, you wouldn't be disgruntled either. That was his dream job. They didn't fucking appreciate the talent that he had because they never tapped into that talent. How would you feel? That's all right. I can do all this shit. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to show up for work. They got a super athlete in me. They're not using me. They're not using me. And you don't want him to say anything? Yeah, let me see you do the same fucking thing. Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho and Jake Hager versus Sonny Kiss and Joey Janela. No DQ match was the next match. No DQ and no count out. Before we actually got this match, skipping ahead here, not that I really give a shit about this match, but Tony Schiavone actually did a sit-down interview with Adam Hangman Page. And Tony asked Page how he's doing. He's drinking a glass of Jack. It's my man right there, Adam Page, drinking a glass of Jack on the rocks. Page says he's feeling good, minus his ribs being banged up a little bit. Tony doesn't want the stock answer. Tell me how you're really fucking feeling here. He wants to really know how Page is doing. Page says at the show, they had fans there, but for 30 minutes, he didn't hear a sound. Like everyone was holding their breath. Now, is that a shoot? I don't know. Where were the fans? I don't know. They were fucking melting in the 1,000-degree Jacksonville humidity, is what I was told. Then why go to a wrestling show? 30 minutes, he couldn't hear a sound. Like everyone was holding their breath. He felt like everybody was just waiting for him and Omega to fall apart. Page says FTR shouldn't have even been the number one contenders, but it was his fault since he cost the Young Bucks that match. It's his fault his two friends lost. Tony brings up Omega walking away after the match and leaving the building. Page says they've won a bunch of matches before. Now it's just a matter of time of climbing back up the mountain. Just like before, they will get through it again. So, Adam Page now, like I mentioned on Saturday, a little bit more remorseful. The Bucks will probably see that he's a little bit more remorseful. While Kenny continues to go on his own path and just become the old Kenny Omega that everybody thought we were going to get when AEW first hit TNT. So we will see what happens there. But not much was kind of revealed in this sit-down promo. But Hangman Page is very hopeful and remorseful over the fact that A, he cost the Young Bucks the match, and B, he lost the tag team titles with Omega, and he seems to be genuine enough that he wants to try and do it again because he knows they can go and do it. They did it once, we'll do it again. Chris Jericho and Jake Hager versus Sonny Kiss and Joey Janela. Jericho and Jake Hager win via pinfall. This match, to me, listen, folks, this is the type of shit that does not belong on the show, in my honest opinion. And the match itself, the match was fine. The match is what it is. It got the job done. It pushed Jake Hager and Chris Jericho in a tag team role on Dynamite, and now they are challenging for the tag team championships, or they want the tag team championships after a string of victories in the tag team division. Jericho's now got his sights set on the tag team championship. So Janela scored some early offense on Jericho. Janela pulled a chair from underneath the ring and used it. He set it up and used it as a launch pad for a big leg lariat in the corner. Jericho blocked it, and he hit a suplex onto the legs of the chair on Janela. Janela was cut off and worked, the heels worked over Janela during the break. Kiss got a tag and made a babyface comeback when they came back from the picture-in-picture commercial. Hager set up a table on the floor. Hager and Jericho threw Janela off the stage through the table because it wouldn't be an AEW match with Joey Janela in it if he didn't go through a fucking table. Kiss hit a dive to the stage on both Hager and Jericho. Kiss went to the top rope. Jericho then pulls out a fire extinguisher from underneath the ring and sprays Sonny Kiss in the face with it. Hager then hit Kiss with a Uranagi and pinned Kiss with a head and arm chokehold. And that was it. Now, I posted on social media that Sonny Kiss is on my TV. Why is Sonny Kiss on my TV with a palm to the face emoji? People were going crazy and they were insinuating something that I never even said. They were pushing their own narrative and they were trying to bury me for saying something that I didn't even remotely come close to saying. I've said it once before live in the flesh on this show. Sonny Kiss is not my type of pro wrestler. I'll say it with a straight face every fucking time, whether I'm sitting here or I'm looking at you directly in the fucking face in person. Sonny Kiss is not my type of pro wrestler. I'm sorry. That is my personal opinion. You can like Sonny Kiss for whatever reasons you like Sonny Kiss. You want Sonny Kiss on TV? By all means, keep tweeting him. Keep tweeting AEW. Keep doing what you got to do on social media to get your agenda across. In my honest, humble, and personal opinion, Sonny Kiss is a terrible pro wrestler. I'm sorry, I grew up when I grew up. I don't look at Sonny Kiss as being a pro wrestler. I mean, wailing away with very weak slaps is not what I look at when I look at a pro wrestler. I don't look at a pro wrestler to jiggle and dance and twerk. I don't want somebody doing a full-legged split. I don't want somebody dancing around like a fucking ballerina in there. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And please, spare me the criticisms. You got Jake Hager in there, who's a fucking elite MMA fucking competitor, and you got him selling for Sonny Kiss on Dynamite? How the fuck does that make any sense to anybody? And don't get me started on Jericho. Jericho, I can understand a little bit more. He's in the realm of putting people over. But even Jericho, I gotta watch Jericho sell for fucking Sonny Kiss. I gotta watch Cody sell for Sonny Kiss for 12 minutes in a TNT title match that absolutely nobody on this planet thought he was gonna win. That's all I said. That's all I said. Sonny Kiss, when I watch Sonny Kiss in the ring, the guy is athletic as a motherfucker, believe me. I wish I could do half the shit he does. I can't. I wouldn't even attempt it. He's talented, but he's not my cup of tea when it comes to pro wrestling. That's okay. And if you say anything like that on social media, people are calling you this and that and this and that. They're going to label you something that you're not. And they're going to push a narrative that wasn't even there to begin with. They pushed a narrative on me because I said that, because of who I am, and they think that's what I'm thinking. But I'm not. I think everybody in this chat kind of agrees as well. Most of you do. Not your type of pro wrestler. I'm sorry. When I look at Sonny Kiss, I look at AEW not taking itself serious. When I look at Sonny Kiss, I don't take the show serious. Sonny Kiss will never be a world champion. Ever. Ever. Give me a break with this shit. that gimmick or that role that he's in, very small ceiling. It's like the Santino Marella of AEW. It's going nowhere. Cobra. That's all he did. Where's this going? Gotta watch a guy do fucking twerks in the middle of the ring on Dynamite. This is not what brought Dynamite to the dance. I can't take anything he does seriously in the ring. I can't take the wrestling match he's in serious. Especially when you got MMA fucking competitors in the ring trying to sell for him. It's the same thing with fucking Marco Stunt. It's no different. But you want to make it different because of the clear differences between Marco Stunt and Sonny Kiss. It's the same fucking thing. I get upset too when I gotta watch guys like Marco Stunt fucking get offense in on someone like Wardlow. Or Brodie Lee. It's not right. Doesn't look right. Moving on. After the match, Jericho says the Inner Circle had a terrible night at All Out. But that's all in the past. Jericho says him and Hager are going to build up their wins to impress the AEW higher-ups, and they're coming for the tag team titles. You know, it's very interesting. I don't know why they're going after the tag team titles. You got the LAX boys. You got Santana and Ortiz. You got Proud and Powerful in the Inner Circle, and they aren't even going after the tag team titles. You know what I think this is leading to? This is leading because as I read the internet this afternoon, I seen Santana and Ortiz ranked number 5 in the tag team rankings. I think that they beat the Best Friends. Best Friends have been in the top 3 for a very long time. I think they beat the Best Friends. I think that Jericho and Hager are going to slowly creep into the top 5. And I think we're going to get a match between Santana and Ortiz versus Jericho and Hager. And I honestly think at the end of it all, I think Proud and Powerful are going to be on their way out of the Inner Circle. I think it would probably do them better to be out of the Inner Circle. I think that's what's going to happen. Because I don't really see Jericho and Jake Hager. I think this is all going to lead to the downfall of the Inner Circle. I really do. I don't see Jake Hager and Chris Jericho challenging FTR for the tag team championships and end up being successful. They don't even fit into the tag team narrative of where that's going. We all know that FTR is holding those titles for the Bucks. That's the match. Anything else before that doesn't make sense. So I don't know what's going on here, but it is what it is with Jericho and Jake Hager. We'll see how it happens. But I do think that this is going to lead to the downfall of the Inner Circle slowly but surely. Guys, we got 1,435 in the chat right now, 661 likes. I'm on fire. I'm sweating my balls off. I forgot to turn my air conditioner on. I got nothing but my fucking fan on the floor rotating the room. It's hot as balls in here. But thank you guys so very much for joining me. Hoot Media. Hoot Media. Because Jesse clearly is not an analyst. Hoot Media, are we number 1? Are we number 1 tonight? I think we are, man. 1,447. Thank you guys so very much. Super chats will be at the end of the show. Get them in right now, and we'll hang out. Comments of hate will not be tolerated here. I hope you all understand, says Jesse. See, Jesse's a good mod, bro. I don't know who's hating on me here. Get the fuck out of the chat. What are you doing here? Oh my God, look, he's got a pro wrestling opinion that isn't what I like. Oh, man. That's what happens. I get hate on because my opinion differs from yours. Blow me. If it's so great, why don't you start your own fucking podcast? I'm live with almost 1,500 people. Where are you? You're watching me in your fucking bedroom by yourself with a box of tissues and a fucking bottle of lube next to your nightstand. Suck my dick, clown. There you go. Moving on. MJF. MJF was robbed, by the way. MJF was robbed of the AEW World title. My cold beverage isn't even cold anymore, man. I got my can of seltzer here sweating its ass off. It's so hot in here. MJF, he's with his campaign crew, and he said Dictator John cheated his way to win at the pay-per-view. MJF says this campaign is to blame. It was supposed to create change, and they all blew it. He fires everybody and tells them to get out. Nina is still smiling even though she was fired. MJF makes fun of her. Now you want to continue to smile for me, honey. Why don't you go take your fucking yellow crusted teeth and get the fuck out of my boardroom. That's that. Jesse says, guys, let him ramble. Hoot Media, we're number one. Thank you, Hoot Media. Damn right we're number one, bro. Who's going to rant like I did on Miro? Nobody. So he fires everybody, does MJF, and tells them to get out. Nina, smiling ear to ear. MJF says, oh, now she's smiling. Go get your fucking teeth and get on out of here. She leaves crying. Oh, Nina. Just like the trolls leave when Jesse and Hoot Media ban them. But she leaves, and another guy gives him his ring and leaves. I thought he gave him bubble gum or something like that. I don't know if it was his ring. It looked like gum. Put something in his mouth. Anyway, this guy handed MJF something, and then he leaves the room. Wardlow says, sir. Sir. That's what all the haters should be addressing me as. Sir, JD. MJF then starts yelling at Wardlow. Oh, now it wants to be sir, right? So MJF starts yelling at Wardlow about what he did it all out. You cost me the fucking match. Now you want to call me sir? So Wardlow looked mad. MJF says he should be reminded that MJF is the one who pays his checks, not Tony Khan. Now, you didn't think about that one, right? I love how they slipped that one in. MJF is paying Wardlow, not Tony Khan. MJF says he's his only friend, and if he has to, he'll put him and his family out on the street. So he asks Wardlow if he has a problem. Wardlow says no. MJF then says, great, we got no problem. And now we need a new plan to work on. So that's that. MJF calling Jon Moxley dictator. Jon, this is far from over, man. MJF is going to get another title shot. It's going to be very interesting to see how they come up with this, man. Omega now wants a title shot, or not really a title shot. He wants to be back in singles competition. Lance Archer is the number one contender. Eddie Kingston was never eliminated from the Battle Royal. So we got some moving pieces here, man. So they might be making it intriguing. Jon Moxley was backstage, and he was interviewed. Like I said, a lot of promos on this show. Jon Moxley says if he didn't already have enough on his plate, now Lance Archer is the number one contender. Moxley says it's not getting any easier, but it never does. He continues to say the only way to be AEW champion is to climb through a mile of crap and then climb a mountain on the other side. Moxley feels like he's unstoppable, and when the time comes, when their paths cross, does anybody really want to bet against Moxley? The answer is no. The answer is no. Do not bet ever against Jon Moxley. The AEW Tag Team Champions, FTR, I love them. They're great. Tully Blanchard in the ring for their celebration. Bunch of other tag teams are around the ring and on the stage. Tully says FTR are the greatest tag team champions in the world. Tully says it was 117 degrees in the ring. And that's a legit shoot, folks. That, he says that, and then I got correspondence from people that I knew that were there. And they said the same exact thing. It was hot as fucking balls in Daly's place. So he said it's 17 degrees in the ring, and they went 30 minutes to win the tag team titles. Wheeler takes the mic and says, the tag team division in AEW is the deepest in the world. Wheeler says it was an honor to wrestle SCU and can't believe what it would have been like if they were still in their prime like they were 20 years ago. So a nice little jab at SCU and how old Daniels and Kazarian are. Harwood says they are top guys in AEW. He turns to Billy Gunn, calls him a legend and a multi-time champion, but don't think being in some second-rate Hall of Fame. Ooh. A second-rate Hall of Fame, says FTR. that he and his snot-nosed kid will jump to from where they are all the way to challenge for them for the tag team titles. They're not jumping the line, he says. Then he rips on Jurassic Express, who eventually head to the ring. FTR says to hold on. This is a celebration, and instead of a fight, let's have a toast to FTR and a dumbass dinosaur. And then we get Cash Wheeler shoving Luchasaurus. They try to jump on Luchasaurus. They don't have much luck there. The champs then leave the ring and realize that nobody is happy with them at this moment. The group then get a huge ice bath, courtesy of the Jurassic Express, because they had a huge cooler of beer and ice in the ring, and that was dumped on them. And then it was announced for next week that FTR will go up against the Jurassic Express in a non-title match. Now, they've been hot, and I hope this isn't some WWE bullshit here, but FTR should not lose on television in a non-title match. Please don't WWE us with this outcome, okay? You get a tag team title opportunity by winning matches, not by beating the champion. So I hope that's the case moving forward. But that's a match I'm very excited about. I think it's going to be great. Taz joins on commentary, and Darby Allin's music hit, and out comes Ricky Starks dressed as Darby Allin. Starks says he finally got hurt, and now he can't skateboard with his friends. Starks says there's a reason why nobody wants to tag with Allin and why he's sitting at home hurt and alone. Hurt, yes, and alone, yes, because he just got a divorce from Priscilla Kelly, is what I read a couple of weeks back. So he's not even with Priscilla Kelly anymore. It's because he's reckless. He continues that the next time Allin shows his face in AEW, Starks is going to beat his ass. Ricky Starks is always a great promo. I think Ricky Starks is great. I think Ricky Starks has tremendous upside, and I'm liking it. I'm liking Starks. I'm liking the duo of Cage and Starks with Taz. I think it's good stuff, man. Could be their version of the Hurt Business in AEW. Maybe they add more. We'll see. Taynara Conti, or Tay Conti. She's now All Elite, officially All Elite with AEW, versus Nyla Rose with Vicky Guerrero. This was a very short match. Really not much to it. This was her, I guess, official debut since signing with the company. Tay came out swinging at Nyla, and rightfully so, because she's the much bigger woman. And Nyla Rose picked her up and took control. Conti tried to get a quick roll-up, got a 2 count. Nyla threw Conti out of the ring. Vicky Guerrero then hit her in the face outside behind the referee's back. Nyla was working on Conti. When we got back from a short commercial break, Conti was able to get Nyla in an armbar for a near tap, but Rose picked up Conti and powerbombed her for a pinfall, and that was it. Nyla Rose wins in 6 minutes. They tried to have Conti try and do what she can to take down Nyla Rose, but Nyla Rose just overpowered her with size and strength. But a lot of people are probably looking at this and asking themselves, well, if you just signed her and now she just made it official that she's All Elite, why did you put her in there in a losing effort against Nyla Rose? Because there's a pecking order in the company, folks. Nyla Rose is the woman to beat. And coming out of All Out, Nyla Rose is probably the next in line for a women's championship. So Tay Conti is there. It's her first night. She will get an opportunity when the time is right, but a pecking order must be adhered to. So please don't jump on me and don't kill the messenger. I'm just giving you logic like I always do. She will be fine. She ain't going anywhere. After the match, Nyla was continuing the assault on Conti, and Vicky Guerrero was yelling, excuse me, my ears legitimately bled from this banshee-like tone of Vicky Guerrero. Now I wish she was back on SmackDown, Vicky Guerrero. Jesse's probably going to say something in the chat, because he loves Vicky Guerrero more than Britt Baker, but don't believe him. Don't believe that clown. He loves Britt Baker far more than he loves Vicky Guerrero. He even told me that he wants to go and set up an appointment for Britt Baker in the dentist office for a drilling or cleaning or something. He just wants to be in her mere presence. That's what he told me. Facts. Anyway, Nyla was beating on Conti. Sheeta came out, made the save, had a kendo stick, and she saved Conti from a complete beatdown from Nyla Rose. So it looks like we're getting that match sooner rather than later. Jesse says, fuck you in the chat. Bro, listen, I'm gonna have to unmod you if you continue talking this disrespectful way to me, bro. Come on. We all know you love Miss Baker. We all know you love Miss Bay. Come on. Anyway, we got an interview with JR and Kenny Omega. JR and Kenny Omega, this was one of the best parts of the show. I loved Kenny's just nonchalant attitude in this. He had an almost I don't give a fuck attitude. Jim Ross sat down with Kenny Omega and asked him about what had happened over the weekend. Omega says, when you've done this for 20 years, you win belts and lose belts. Uh-oh. Is that word in Vince McMahon's vocabulary? Belts? I guess it was for Bailey. Bailey, 2 belts, and Banks, 2 belts, or whatever the fuck they were calling themselves, right? Oh, Bailey, those straps, and Banks, 2 belts, 2 straps, or whatever the fuck they were calling. I don't even know. Now look at the women's division over there. Trash. Anyway, Omega says when you've done this for 20 years, you win belts and lose belts. Omega says him and Paige did have chemistry in the ring, but that's why he couldn't say no to working with him. The former champ says there were expectations of him being the ace of the company and the first AEW heavyweight champion. That didn't happen. And he lost his way until he found Hangman Page. Ross asks, what's next for Omega? Omega says the tag team division is really tough, but if Page wants to go for another rematch, he should rethink those plans. Omega says he gave a year of his life to the tag team division and now wants to move on to singles competition and give everybody the Kenny Omega that they expected from the beginning. So this is great. This is fantastic stuff here, man. 2 belts Banks is what it was. There you go. This is fantastic stuff, man. Kenny, I'm not sure if he's going to go back to a heel or the cleaner, but this is exactly what I mentioned before, man. Everybody that shit on Kenny Omega, why isn't Kenny Omega doing what he used to do? You know? Why are we seeing the New Japan, Kenny? This guy sucks. I'm not going to buy any more AEW merch. It's exactly what they said. And I said, listen, fellow geek. What are you talking about? Kenny Omega is not the Kenny Omega of old. Good. Because he had a job to do. He had to build up the tag team division. He had to build up the tag team titles. What did they do? They held those titles for what, 180 days? They beat everybody. And then they lost them to FTR. And now look how much FTR means to everybody, being that they beat Omega and Page clean. And look at how important those titles are now that FTR beat Page and Omega clean after what they did. This is why everybody in the community runs on one single brain cell. Nobody thinks. They did right by putting Omega with Page and putting him in the tag team division. Better off for it. He did something important. He wasn't just wasting away having matches with Joey Janela or Sonny Case. He was doing something important. He was building the division and building those titles and bringing them a certain level of credibility and developing a legacy for those titles. Now those titles, thanks to Omega, is the most sought-after tag team title in the world. So please spare me. Where's the Okada Omega stuff? It's coming. It's coming. Have patience, my fellow geeks. Now he's a singles guy. And the best thing about it is the tag team division didn't need Page and Omega then, but it was great that they did it. And now the division doesn't need them now because there's so many teams. And now that you have Page and Omega in a singles role, you get 2 more big singles acts. And then you got all these other tag teams now missing one big key component to that division that was there for 180 days, and now they're no longer there, and everybody now moves up a notch. It's very simple economics. It's a very simple concept. What is not to understand? You're going to get your Omega. You just got to be patient. Kenny knows what he's doing. Nobody knows Kenny better than Kenny. Let Kenny do Kenny. He'll clean up whatever the fuck you want, man. He'll be so clean, he's going to put fucking Mr. Clean out of business. Don't worry about it. I'll be looking for fucking Kenny Omega products at Walmart. Never mind the fucking bald motherfucker. Next week on Dynamite. Thursday. I hope so. Unless there's NBA playoffs. Or if the NBA playoffs end early. If they don't, then it'll be on Thursday. So it'll be Wednesday or Thursday. We don't know yet. Best Friends versus Santana Ortiz parking lot fight. FTR versus Jurassic Express. Or the Lucha Express non-title. Thunder Rosa is going to be on the show against Ivelisse in an NWA Women's Championship match. Chris Jericho and Jake Hager versus Private Party. Hangman versus Frankie Kazarian. And MJF will be in action. They also announced October 14th will be their anniversary show. 1 year anniversary. Jon Moxley versus Lance Archer for the AEW Championship. Good on you, Mr. Khan. I like it. I don't think Lance Archer's winning it. I think there'll be some bullshit that fucks Lance Archer out of the match. Maybe Eddie Kingston gets involved there. We don't know. I do think MJF is getting the rematch at Moxley at Full Gear. And then MJF will win the AEW Championship. We got Brodie Lee, Mr. Brodie Lee versus Dustin Rhodes for the TNT Championship. This was the main event of the show. Very important title match here for Dustin Rhodes. He was gifted this match after the Dark Order lost to the Natural Nightmare family at the pay-per-view. This was a very good match. Short, to the point, very simple. Nothing overly amazing about this, but it got the job done in the main event for the TNT title. These guys beat the shit out of each other, which is what I like to see. Two big guys like this. Dustin has been doing excellent work. Brodie Lee is coming into his own with the Dark Order. Dark Order's coming into their own. Brodie Lee's coming into his own. The TNT Championship has legitimacy to it. I love it. I love it. Rhodes attacked Lee during the ring introductions. They brawled around ringside with Rhodes getting the upper hand. Then they finally made it to the ring where Lee turned all of this to his side. He began the offensive here, hit some chops. They traded some chops. Lee hit some palm strikes. Lee hit a slingshot into the ropes. Had the advantage when we went to commercial break. After the commercial break, Dustin Rhodes started to make his babyface comeback, hit a bulldog, a Hurricane Rana. Dustin hit a Hurricane Rana, and then he hit a Destroyer out of the corner. Dustin hit a Crossroads for a 2 count. Lee came back with a big power bomb. He went for a big boot. He missed it. Silver then on the outside. Distracted the referee, or tried to distract the referee, climbed the top rope. He jumped into the ring. Dustin gave him a power slam. Dustin hit the unnatural kick on Lee. Rhodes took out Silver, like I mentioned, with a power slam. Dustin hit a pile driver on Lee for another near fall. Dustin then avoided the big tilt-a-whirl sidewalk slam by Mr. Brodie Lee. Lee blocked a big strike or clothesline from Dustin, and then he hit his own discus lariat for the 1, 2, 3, and that was the way it ended. Very unceremoniously, Mr. Brodie Lee wins this match. After the match was over, Dark Order comes out to celebrate. They got QT Marshall carried to the ring. He was knocked out. They dumped him in the ring. Lee sees Colt Cabana. He flips out. He's still mad at him for costing the group a win at the pay-per-view. Evil Uno, his very understanding is Evil Uno. Seems to be the only one here that understands Colt Cabana. Because Evil Uno is always yelled at by Brodie Lee, so he's got a common ground there with Colt Cabana, does the evil one. Still mad at him for losing the pay-per-view. He sends him to the back. Uno talks with Colt as they head to the back. Dustin picked up his title. Or actually, Brodie Lee picked up his title. And Dustin and QT Marshall are laying on the floor, and Lee holds his title up above both of them, and that's the way the show went off the air. AEW teased some breaking news with Cody Rhodes. He shows up. He's walking, obviously, in front of a green screen, and he had some big news, and I'm here thinking that it's going to be his return to Dynamite to maybe challenge for the TNT Championship and get his title back. I thought he was going to mention something about a specific type of match. I thought it was legitimately going to be the Nightmare Family versus the Dark Order in a blood and guts match. So I don't know why I was thinking that. That would have been great. But we didn't get that. We didn't get any type of wrestling announcement from Cody Rhodes. We didn't get any type of match stipulation. We didn't get Cody coming back to get the TNT title. Cody, he says he's injured, but he's not going home. Everybody says he should go home, but he's not. And he is going to be a judge on this show that is going to debut on TBS called the Go Big Show. No, not that big show. Not that big show. But this is the Go Big Show. Or maybe it's the Go Big Show. I don't know. It all sounds the same to me. The Go Big Show. That's right. It's the Go Big Show. That's that. So he's going to be a judge. The judges are Cody, Rosario Dawson, Jennifer Skittles, Nettles. I don't know who the fuck she is. Who the fuck is she? Jennifer Nettles. And Snoop Dogg. The Go Big Show. Yeah, you never go full Big Show, bro. Please, never go full Big Show. Please. It's not good for anybody. The Go Big Show is coming to TBS, and that's going to be hosted by this guy, Bert Kreischer. Whatever. Instead of giving me something, continuing a storyline with the Dark Order and the Nightmare Family, we got Cody Rhodes going on the Big Show. Whatever. That's Dynamite. That is the review. I enjoyed the show tonight. Very promo heavy, but I enjoy a good promo heavy show every now and then. I really do. And we got some cool stuff coming up with Dynamite in the weeks to come. We got that big show next week, and we got the anniversary show already being lined up. I wonder what NXT is going to do for the anniversary show. What are they going to do on October 14th? What new gimmick are they going to do? Is it going to be an early Halloween Havoc? Maybe they'll do an anniversary show too. Because you know they're going to counter program. What are they going to counter program with? That's the question. Anyway, that's the review, guys. Hit that thumbs up. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. 747 likes. Super chats are turned on. You know what we fucking need, man? We need some music. We need some music as we go through these super chats. If you guys don't want to hang around, by all means, I'll see you tomorrow. If you guys want to stick around, I'd love to have you. Let me take a sip of my cold beverage, man. You know, doing a podcast for an hour and 39 minutes. Strange your voice. Jennifer Nettles is a country singer. I wouldn't fucking know. Who listens to country? Maybe the Big Show does. Kevin Dunn, yeah? Kevin Dunn. He lives in the country, listens to country. He's still number one, says Hoot Media. Good. Hoot Media says we're number one. Check these super chats, man. Super chats are open if you want to get them in. Get them in. Let's hang out. Popo Jr., $10 super chat. Actually, Popo Jr. has a $20 super chat. What's up, Popo? He says, I love Eddie Kingston. He reminds me of the OGs I look up to trying to calm shit down after a big brawl fight in the hood here in the Bronx. Every hood has an Eddie Kingston. Realism. WWE has androids and blondes. JD, you've probably called it, but Miro caught me off guard. He was in my thought bubble for the best man because I erased that memory of the wedding we suffered from the end of 2019. I probably mentioned on the AEW All Out review, just as a joke. For all we know, it could be fucking Rusev, being that he popped out of a fucking wedding cake. And then we get Miro on Dynamite tonight. I maybe said it in a joking, passing way. But, I mean, give me a fucking break, man. I'm a genius. I mean, I'm not surprised. Papo Jr., thank you guys so much, man. Or thank you so much. And thank you guys so much anyway. Papo, thank you for the 20. Gregory Benson, $4.99. Now I have something else to watch on Food Network while Sonny kisses on my TV. I'd play Guy, but it's going to interrupt the music. You guys know Guy. Guy is my guy. Give me a break, man. While Sonny Kiss is on, I recommend Food Network, Guy's Grocery Games, Triple D, Chopped, Beat Bobby Flay, Halloween Baking Championship, Buddy vs. Duff. I'm a big fan of fucking Buddy vs. Duff, man. You like that? Or how about Giada in the kitchen? I like that one too. Thank you, Gregory Benson, man. JP5150, $10 super chat. JD, AEW was pretty good. OTS Live, a.k.a. the source of truth, will be even better. I reach the old age of 32 tomorrow. Would you please grant me the status of goon? The craft beers are on me. Everybody in the chat, leave a fucking birthday cake emoji for JP5150. He has now reached the status of Prince Goon. 32 years old tomorrow. Happy birthday, brother. Thank you so much. Jacob Donnelly. Yes, someone in the chat said Guy is the real demo god. Absolutely. Guy Fieri is the real demo god, man. Bro. Robert Hall in the chat. He says, no idea JD was such a foodie. Bro, I watch Food Network every night. I fall asleep to the fucking Food Network. Happy birthday to JP. Jacob Donnelly. $5 super chat. Very much enjoyed the show tonight. Popped hard for Miro. Loved Matt Hardy's promo. And the opening tag match was fun. Good stuff. It was good stuff tonight. Good stuff tonight. NXT was good, but it was boring. Started hot. Ended okay. Everything in the middle was eh. Thank you, Jacob. Quintendo, $5 super chat. AEW was excellent tonight. It's absolutely awesome that Miro is all elite. We're finally seeing a Kenny Omega singles run. Guys, AEW is the best, says Quintendo. Thank you for the $5, brother. Smooth Tex, $4.99. Loved seeing Miro show up. Also, we all appreciate how good Dustin is still in the ring. The guy still wrestles like he's 30. Dustin is phenomenal, man. Dustin Rhodes is absolutely fucking great. I love him. Arby 065. $5 super chat. Please leave a like on the live stream, everybody. AEW was awesome. Thank you, Arby. Jacob Donnelly, another $5. It flashed on screen for about 2 seconds, but did you see next week we're getting Thunder Rosa vs. Evilise? Sign me up for that. Yes, I did, sir. I mentioned it in the show. It's going to be good. Bad Bonzo, $7 super chat. Hey, JD, is this the bounce you wanted and expected, or were you expecting better? Also, I've been playing the Division 2. Awesome game. Worth the look. I do have the Division 2. I got bored of it after I reached level 30. And nobody's playing it. The true looter shooter is Destiny, man. That's my go-to. But, yeah, this was a good bounce back. This was a good bounce back for AEW. Aaron Mooneyham, $9.99. Great episode. Had a feeling AEW knew it was my birthday. Pretty cool. It's the same as Brian Pillman Jr.'s. And we're the same age. Miro has arrived. This roster has grown so much. Keep up the good work, JD. Thank you, Aaron Mooneyham. I do say AEW's got a very good roster, but I do think they're reaching the limit of it being too much. I think they need to trim the fat off the roster, if you know what I mean. I think we need to clean house. Kenny Omega needs to come in and hire Mr. Clean. Maybe some of them fucking magic erasers come on in and just erase some of the unwanted garbage on this roster. Spencer Bailey, $5 super chat. Hey, JD, do you think AEW or WWE should bring back that pay-per-view where they did random draws to clash heels and faces together as tag teams? Thoughts? No. No. That would be giving them an out. That would be hiding their failures. Merge the fucking divisions. It's not that difficult. It's not that difficult. Thomas Brown, $5. Love what you say. I love what you and Jesse do, bro, he says. Thomas Brown with a $5 super chat. Love what you and Jesse do, bro. Thank you so much, Thomas. I'm sure Jesse appreciates that as well. Indigo, $2. Hey, JD, much respect. Can't wait to see Jesse back. Should be next week. Thank you, Indigo. Drizzy Drew, $4.99. If Kingston never got eliminated, maybe they changed the match into a first ever triple threat for the title at some point. Could be. Could be. They left themselves plenty of time for them to do that. And it was mentioned tonight, so clearly there's a plan in place. AEW doesn't mention anything and never follows up on it. If they mentioned it, it's in the plans. Jesse says they need to keep adding talent. They need to launch a second TV show. Well, you know what I mean, bro. You know who they need to get rid of. They do nothing for me. They didn't do anything on this show. They're going to do anything for a second show? Come on. DJ, $4.99. Where do you think Wardlow goes after he turns on MJF? And have you heard about the new wrestling game called Wrestling Code? Yes, I did. I love if they put me in the game. They got fucking Grimm's Toy Show in the goddamn game. I do commentary. I'd add a lot. Jamie Robertson's. We got an Australian $5. Watch out for Demeter Next Gen Bullion. He's small, but a real old school guy. Does a double axe handle from the second rope for his finish. Sounds very boring, Jamie. Does he have fucking palms like the Big Show? Has anyone ever had a double axe handle finish in this generation? I don't think so. Bobby Trizzle with a $1.99. He leaves me a microphone emoji. What's up, Bobby? Christian Larson, Canadian, $5. What's up, JD? Your AEW reviews continue to get better every week. Ton of passion, comedy, and more importantly, logic. Also, check the Braves box score. I know, bro. They lose to the Marlins twice, and then they want to fucking drop 20 runs. It's like when they are hot, best team in baseball. When they are in a slump, they are completely unwatchable. Unbelievable. Luis Baez with a $1.99 super chat. JD, you're the best, man. Are we live? Yeah, man, we are live. Riddick, $2. I can't stand this fragile society these days, bro. Pussies, man. Pussies. Snowflakes. Snowflake pussies. Justin, $1.99. Braves win 29-9. Jesus Christ. Last time I checked, it was 19-8. 29 runs. Oh, my goodness. Thank you for the update, Justin. Appreciate you. Sean Lopez. Canadian, $2.79. He says nothing. Thank you. 64 Pan DQ. $4.99. JD, you are goated like Jericho. Got half of my wisdom teeth pulled tonight and immediately turned on OTS. High vibes from Dallas. Stay healthy. Bro. You went to go get your wisdom teeth pulled and you didn't call Britt Baker? What the fuck's wrong with you? I might have to deduct points from you, man. I'm kidding. Get well, man. Wisdom teeth are no joke. I'm afraid of the dentist. Sean Lopez with a Canadian $13.99. Puff is a regular in the Canadian Indies and spotted two of the other Buffalo Bros in the crowd, Blackwood and Garcia. Wonder if they got some AEW Dark matches. I don't know, man. I don't watch Dark. Jesse watches Dark. Never heard of them before. Inverted, what's up, my brother? $5 super chat. He says, shout out to JLD, 8730, Hula Grim, Video Vandelli, and Rustafarian 601, and of course, UJD. It's my Twitch family, brother. Look, it's my Twitch family. If you guys aren't following me on Twitch, man, I'm the greatest PGA 2K21 golf player in the entire community. Nobody is better than me, bro. Fuck a Tiger Woods. They should put me on the fucking cover. Thank you, man. Panned, but another $1.99. King, how would you book Pac's return? They're doing it perfectly, man. They're doing exactly what I would do. Pac can't come into the United States because of travel restrictions. Eddie Kingston is now leading the Lucha Brothers and Butcher and Blade on top of that. Death Triangle was supposed to be there, no more. Kingston kind of stepped in. Who knows what his mentality is? Pac will come back and kind of take the reins and take his guys back. We might see Butcher and Blade with Kingston versus the Death Triangle. Who knows? Thank you for the super chat, brother. I really appreciate it. William McCann, Australian 207. Hey, JD. Want to come to my 16th big boy birthday bash. Bro, the way you made it sound, I'm going to have to give you a hard no, bro. Your 16th big boy birthday bash? Come on, man. Happy birthday. Thank you for the $2. DX for life with a $5 Australian. Crowd sounded much better tonight. Tonight seemed like a reset, and we're really setting up for future stories, but they make the past stories still count. That's AEW for you, man. Logic. I love it. Chris, $4.99. What's up, brother? Did you see the Braves game tonight? Also, if MJF doesn't win the title of Full Gear, who's next in line? Omega. Omega will be there. Or maybe Hangman. Maybe Hangman gets there before Omega. I could see them coming to blows and maybe fighting over the number one contendership. That's what I said at the All Out pay-per-view review on Saturday. I could definitely see that happening. Tomas, $9.99. He's speaking the truth, man. You don't deserve the hate, man. Thank you for what you do. Have a Guinness and a slice on me, brother. Hashtag off the script nation. Thank you so much, Tomas. You're a fucking beast, brother. Marty Banks, $5. Much love, JD and Jesse. Thank you, Marty. Kal-El with a $5. Oh. I think he says OTS. He said OST. OTS, always on point. Great work as usual. Thank you, Kal-El. Appreciate you, man. JJ Quicksilver, $2. Who do you think will dethrone Brodie Lee? Cody. Cody's taking that title back. Mr. Dark Ace 28, $5 super chat. Eating some homemade pie with vanilla ice cream while watching the GOAT of the IWC, a number one podcast. Anyone who says otherwise could suck on WWE catering. Bro, what type of pie? Titus has pie, but is it better than Titus's pie? I don't know. It could be a really well-bought store brand pie from the bakery. Go to Stop and Shop, get a nice bakery pie. What type of pie? Vanilla ice cream? I love vanilla ice cream. Some chocolate syrup on top, maybe some sprinkles. Good to go. Good to go, man. MT with a $5 super chat. Love your content on YouTube and Twitch, JG. Shout out to your BFF Anonymous. Yeah, I had some guy on the live stream today in my Black Ops 4 lobby. This fucking squeaker sounding geek, man. He sounded like he was 7 years old. Fucking on my team, he dropped what, 1 or 2 kills he dropped? And I'm over here fucking sweating my balls off against these guys dropping 60 kills on the other team. Cursed him the fuck out. And then I told him, bro, take your fucking Timmy No Thumbs control and get the fuck out of my lobby. You'll probably be better off for it. I'll be better off for it. He stayed in the lobby. They put him on the other team. I fucking beasted him. Then I told him in the post-game chat, that's how you do it, anonymous bitch. If you ain't watching the Twitch streams, man, I don't know what you're doing. Some classic shit over there. MT, thank you, brother. Miguel, $2 super chat. JD, a.k.a. The King, thank you for what you do, man. Miguel, thank you, brother. Bad Bonzo with a 50 bomb. Holy shit, Bad Bonzo. Hey, this one is just a shout out plus a gift as my birthday. It is the 20th, so here's some of it. I was talking with Darnell on Discord. He's dealing with family death. Just wanted to say, keep your head up, bro. My prayers are with you. I'll pop in there after the stream is over. My thoughts and prayers with you, Darnell. And Bad Bonzo, you're a class act, brother. And happy birthday, man. I know it's early. Birthday's on September 20th. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you being here. Dried chicken without flavor, bro. $2. The AEW women's roster are naturally beautiful. I would have to agree. Blue Eyes, White Dragon Z, $1.99. When are we going to see you go one-on-one with Sean's View? Never. Never. I don't mingle with fucking losers. And 64 Panned Q, $3.99. Sadly, Jesse booked Baker out for the next 7 days. Really? I gotta ask him about that. Loves Britt Baker so much, he's going for 7 cleanings in a row. Mr. Dark Ace 28, $2 super chat. Lemon meringue pie and key lime pie, JD. Not a big fan of the key lime or the lemon meringue, but I'll tell you what I do like, man. Key lime pie ice cream. There's a place in the neighborhood that does it. Fucking fantastic, bro. Key lime pie ice cream. Oh, so good. Guys, I'm getting out of here, man. Thank you for all that you do. Dried Chicken with Flavor says, join the Dark Order, $2 super chat. If it means being on the good side of Mr. Brodie Lee, I'm there. Guys, thank you so very much for all your support, man. Great live stream. Thank you for making me #1 over Fightful, the Solid Monster, Don Tony, Cronin, and everybody else in the community, man. You guys are fucking great. Keep showing up. And I'll keep producing the content, man, like I only can. Thank you guys so very much. Appreciate you. Follow me on Twitter at JD from NY206. That's on Twitter and Instagram. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on that bell for notifications. 818 likes. Let's get it up to 1,000, man. I know there's 200 in this chat that didn't do it. Hit that thumbs up. Patreon.com/JD from NY206. Get your t-shirts on Bonfire. Exclusive home of the t-shirts. The Off the Script online store. Mouthmasker.com for your masks. Mouthmasker.com/OTS. And check out all the other videos that you might have missed on the channel. Link for everything you need is down below, man. Guys, I'll see you tomorrow for an extra. Off the Script Extra will be live tomorrow sometime in the afternoon. Got some news to go over. Until then, love you guys. Thank you for the super chats. And I'll see you guys tomorrow with more Off the Script. Now it's time for that guitar solo, bro. You know what I'm talking about. Let me get in the Mustang. Rev that bitch up. And get on out of here.